Welcome everyone. In this video, our goal is to create a few new assets known as physical materials to our project. Now these assets can be assigned one of the surface types that we created in the last video. Now upon finishing the creation of these physical material assets, we can then assign them to our various landscape layer info objects so that each layer knows what its designated label is, and then we can do some script accordingly to change what happens when we step on each different layer. All right, let's come under our content browser and under our landscape materials folder. Let's right click and create a brand new folder. And I'm going to call this one Phys Material. That's a fine name. And right inside of our folder here, let's right click. We're going to come under the physics section. And here in our flyout menu is the option to create a physical material. We're going to be creating 3 of these. So with our first one created, it's going to ask us to pick a physical material class. We only have one. Go ahead and select that and click the green button. I'm going to name this PM underscore. We'll go gravel. Hit enter there. And then with this asset selected, you can right click on it and duplicate it. Control plus W is the hotkey for that if you want to hotkey it as opposed to right clicking and duplicating it. This next one I'm going to call PM for physical material mud, and then doing a control plus W to duplicate that one. I'm going to do physical material snow. So we'll have 3 different physical materials here. Let's start off with gravel. I'm going to double click on this guy to open it up. And this is what you see in your physical material details. You've got some different properties here related to friction and restitution and density. Typically, these physical materials are applied to physics objects, which is outside of the scope of this course. And you can set how much friction that physics object has, how bouncy it is, that's restitution, and even how heavy it is, even though I know density is not really heaviness per se, but it will make it seem heavier. In this case, we're going to be using these physical materials for a different purpose, and that is simply to hold what surface type we want to assign to it. So for our gravel here, let's change our surface type to be gravel. Go ahead and save and close this out. Next, let's open up our mud. And I'm not even going to dock this across the top. I'm going to change the surface type for a physical material to be mud. And again, this list, this surface type list that I find right here, this is populated, let me just save this quickly, from the project settings surface types that we just created in the last video and then restarted the editor. And again, the reason we restarted the editor, let me double click on my PM Snow here, was in order to make all these surface type options appear. If you don't restart your editor, these options will not appear. So I'm going to make my PM Snow obviously be mapped to snow. Go ahead and save that and exit it out. So guys, that's literally all we wanted to accomplish in this video, was to create some physical material assets and then inside of each of these assign what surface type is going to be linked to them. All right, more fun to be had in the next video. That's going to do it all for this one. See you in the next one.